All right, guys, welcome to another episode of On Air with Dro. Today, I'm doing a video. It's my first time, and what better way than to have Ike Brown, who just signed a deal with the Buffalo Bills out of FIU Panthers. Say what's up, Ike. Tell the fans what's up.
What's going on, everybody? How everybody doing out there?
Ike, I appreciate you coming on to On Air with Dro today. I appreciate it. And kind of wanted to go over some things with you. So obviously, like I mentioned, if people don't know, you do play cornerback for this past season for the FIU Panthers, alums here. When you got that call from Buffalo to sign a contract, how did you feel? What were you feeling like?
I would say I'm excited. I was excited. It was like a dream come true. Obviously, I wasn't able to slip into one of those rounds, but I was still able to get an opportunity due to the fact that we had this pandemic going on. So I was just grateful. A lot of emotions ran through my mind. A lot of emotions ran through my heart. I'm just excited just to have that opportunity, and I'm ready to get down there and work.
That's awesome, and that's really good to hear because obviously, being undrafted, you have a chip on your shoulder, right? So for people that don't know, obviously you just had an interview with the Bills podcast. I think it was like what kind of podcast was that?
It was just a live interview, on Instagram. We was going live, allowing the fans to join and comment and things like that.
Awesome, and obviously you want to hit the field, and obviously you're like you said, we have this pandemic going on. Whenever that is, what can Bills fans really expect from you on your play?
They're just going to expect a great playmaker. I'm a leader on and off the field. Physical press man corner. I'm going to get in your ear all game. I'm going to talk some smack. Similar to like a little Jalen Ramsey. It's good to have somebody out there with that dog mentality that's willing to compete every play at the highest level. So they're just going to get my best effort, man. I'm going to get them guys 110% every play, every snap.
And you mentioned Jalen Ramsey. Is that somebody that you look up to? Obviously, he went to Florida State. We don't really accompany you with that, but is that someone you kind of resemble your play as?
Yeah, he's one of the guys. I really try to model my game after Patrick Peterson.
Even better,
but I just like Jalen Ramsey's like Patrick Peterson, not much of a talker out there.
Right.
He just goes out there and he's a silent assassin. But Jalen Ramsey, he like his personality is like, when he makes a play, he's gonna let you know he's making a play, and that's something like that I really like. I like to do. When I make a play, I'm gonna get in your ear and let you know that I'm in your face the whole game. So
right, and what better two players to be than Jalen Ramsey and Patrick Peterson? So that's a good mix.
Right.
So now that we've talked a little bit of the pros, I kind of want to get into the FIU side, and I wanted to see how much of an impact has Coach Davis, Butch Davis, had an impact on you for.
He's had a great impact. He's introduced me to a lot of new things, new opportunities, new schemes, new coaches. He taught me how to win. Earlier in my career, my freshman year, we had like a little rough start with our first head coach, but ever since Butch came in, he was able to take us to 3 consecutive bowl games back to back, and we were able to beat Toledo and play against Arkansas State and going to play against Temple as well. So he's a great guy, man. We call him the GOAT. So he's forever legendary in my book, man. So I'm forever grateful for Butch Davis.
No, for sure. And you, like you mentioned, he's had, a lot of impact on yourself, but as a program in general for FIU, obviously, a lot of people, when you think of FIU, the first thing that comes into mind is probably T.Y. Hilton, right? Where he's like the most, successful one out of all. But there's other players that have come out, similar in your situation. And what do you think the FIU's program going forward, do you think, is going to continue with, the success that you guys have had over the last few seasons?
Yes. Yeah, I honestly think the success is going to get better. This group of seniors this year for the 2020 class, we went in there, we set the bar, we set a standard.
Right.
So I feel like all those younger guys, they bought in, they're going to follow along, and they're going to just they know what a bar is. So I feel like they're overachievers, man. All those guys at FIU, those young guys, man, those guys are overachievers.
Right.
Those guys are just going to set a new bar for the new class coming in. So it's going to be a lot of success, man. I'm just grateful that all the seniors, the seniors who are able to get a chance in the NFL were able to create more opportunities for the guys that's coming after us. So
right. And that's good to hear, because obviously, when you think of FIU, a lot of people on the map, they don't even know where they are, right? FIU,
Right.
FAU, obviously, Florida and Florida State are the top dogs, but I mean, low key, FIU has been putting up a really good program, and obviously the fans will come in and more, but it's a really good thing, and I think you guys had a lot of fun last season,
Yes,
which
sir.
I think is it's a good thing for you. And so I have a question for you. In 2017, you snapped your collarbone against Middle Tennessee. Uh,
Right.
you were referred to the $6 million man. Can you elaborate a little more about that?
I was referred to as the $6 million man.
Yeah, I guess it's like a package thing that I've seen there that you were referred to. I guess like you came back, you're strong built, coming back from that injury. I guess like you wanted to outperform and get all those expectations, but I guess you might have not known about that, huh?
Oh no, I didn't know they referred to me as the $6 million man. Yeah, man, I ended up getting hurt 2017. A season-ending injury. It was kind of rough at first, but it was just all about the mental part of
Yeah.
it. Just get over that mental slump. So once I got over that mental slump, man, I just put it in my mind that I was going to work hard. Nobody was going to outwork me. Nobody was going to train harder than me, and I was going to come back bigger, faster, and stronger than ever. And that was a goal that I set for myself, and I was able to achieve that goal. So. Shout out to my strength coaches and all the trainers and Coach Davis, and all my teammates just for giving me motivation
Right.
and allowing me to complete my tasks. So,
Which is good, because this past season you won the Phil Steele preseason All Conference USA fourth team. How did you feel
yeah.
about that?
I don't really get into the media things like that. I never was really a media guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really into the media. I really just like to go out there and beat you in between the lines. So I don't get too much caught up in the hype and things like that. It doesn't really matter to me. I just want to play football.
You want to make an impact on the team, obviously. Obviously, awards will come as you go, but at the same time, if you're winning football games, that's what your mentality is, right?
Right.
Cool, awesome. And then so this past season, you appeared in 12 games, had
Right.
over 44 tackles. You had a career high 9 tackles against Louisiana Tech, and then also you had another good game against Miami, which you had a 7 tackle game.
Yeah.
Kind of explain to me, for some people that might know, for the viewers, how important was that Miami game for you guys? Because you balled out that game.
Yeah. It was just big, it was just big, just being an underdog and everybody sleeping on you. And it was
Right.
actually a home game for us. But as we went into the stadium at the Marlins Stadium, and
Yeah.
the crowd was just booing us like we were the away team. So everybody was expecting us to, Miami to come through and trash us. But
Yeah.
we were just well prepared that week, man, and that was just a big game just to show the world who FIU really is. It doesn't matter the competition level, what conference you're in. If you can play football, you can play football. So that was just big, and I was able to show. It was a lot of questioning early in my career about Ike Brown tackle. He's only 165, 170 pounds. Can he tackle? And I feel like Miami game, I was able to go out there, and tackle somebody their 200-pound backs.
Right.
Tackle the 200-pound backs, and just showing guys that I'm a corner that loves to tackle. So it doesn't matter. That question go out the window.
Yeah.
I'm not scared to prove it again to any of the doubters and things like that. So that was just a good game to me to show my physicality.
And you're right. I think it's obviously is FIU and FAU are more of a rivals, and Miami and Florida State, or Florida and FSU. But I think low key, that was a little rivalry between you guys, because you guys technically, right? Yeah, you guys are both Miami in a neutral site, which is Marlins Park, which I thought that was pretty cool. I think that might have been a great experience for you guys, because on a baseball field, who would have thought, right? And it's how it is.
Never would have thought we beat them on the baseball field.
Yeah, so you guys got to wear those nice uniforms, and it was a very competitive game. So kind of going into that, experience of playing those big schools, of Miami, and then I think you mentioned earlier in the podcast, you mentioned, did you say Virginia? What other team did you? Temple. You said Temple's a pretty good team too as well.
Yeah, Temple and Arkansas State.
Arkansas State. So going through those games like that, how can you mentally prepare yourself for the NFL coming into that? Obviously, it's different from people who play, LSU, Alabama, but how can you outperform the players that have played in those bigger games than you, but still enough, it still, goes into your, resume?
I just feel like it's all football. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people were just fortunate enough, they were just pushed well out of high school and they were able to get to the bigger schools and things like that. But it's all football, man. No matter what school you go to, you got some guys who's in JUCO, who are great guys, and you got some guys in CS. So it doesn't really matter to me about that competition level. It's all football, man. It's all about how you get your mental IQ sharp, and if you're smart, if you're in your playbook, you're mentally sharp, physically sharp, you're gonna be able to play well, man. So it doesn't really matter. All schemes kind of tell a story. All things are the same, really. They just try to run the same plays out of different formations. So it's all about being a step ahead of those guys, even though they had upper hand on me, being able to be at that big school and have those high competition levels.
Right.
I'm just going to get there and increase my intensity even more. So I'm just going to match them times 10.
Right. No, and that's great to hear, because obviously that's what any team would want, is a high competitor at all times. And kind of wanted to break down for you is you are going to Buffalo, and as everybody knows, I've seen that your hometown is from Tampa. All right, so you're a local boy.
Right.
Buffalo gets really cold up there. You sure you can handle that?
Man, I just gotta be able to adapt, man. Shout out to Coach Revis. He just taught us how to adapt to anything. So that's just my mentality with everything I do in life. Whatever challenge it throws at me, just adapt to it. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to adapt and get used to the weather. It's going to take me a little while, but it's nothing impossible. So
of course. And what I wanted to mention is that obviously Buffalo is in that division, and when you go in, it's preseason, so there's going to be a lot of cuts. There's like a 75-man roster that you're going to be fighting for. You're in the AFC East. We have Dolphin fans, we have Patriots fans, we have Jets fans. Is there somebody that you're looking forward, facing, maybe like a former opponent, or maybe somebody you grew up with? Is there somebody a team that you feel like, is going to be a good competition once you hit that field again?
I feel like all teams are good competition, just being at that level. Everyone in the NFL has been a great player, you get what I'm saying, at a point in time in their career. So I'm just looking forward to whoever lines up in front of me. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter who we're playing, when we're playing. I'm just looking forward to the matchup, and I hope they're looking forward to it, because I'm going to be ready, so I hope they're going to be ready.
That's good to hear. And kind of the last question that I wanted to mention, going back to FIU, going in your career, who were some of the teams or opponents that you faced over the years where you felt like, wow, like this is a real competition, like I'm here to win it, like we're here to grind? Like, is there a team or a certain player that you played, over the 4 years, of somebody that just like, man, like this is it, like I'm ready to roll, like I'm ready to bounce right here?
Yeah, I can say that it was 2018 in a Bahamas Bowl when we played Toledo.
Okay.
The guy was Deante Johnson.
Okay.
And what makes it so crazy is we're very close friends, because we're both from Tampa, Florida. He ended up getting drafted in the third round to the Steelers. Mm-hmm. So it was just great, man. Just being able to play against family, man. I consider him as my family. So, all throughout the week, we were just talking smack to each other, and then we knew that the game was going to be on TV, and we know like all our hometown homies are going to be watching, friends.
Of course.
We had to go out there and put on a show, man. So it was a great game, though, man. We were able to beat them, and they were the number 11 scoring offense in the nation at that time.
Interesting, yeah.
So we were able to shut them down on defense, and I was able to go home with the win, and I balled out that game as well. So I went home for Christmas with the bragging rights. So that was very good. But he's a great player, man.
That's
very
awesome.
Elusive, very shifty.
Yeah.
They kind of like compared him to like a similar AB, man. So I was like one of the toughest players I ever faced in college, and it just so happened that he was just from my hometown, and we knew each other. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, that was going to be the last one, but I just came up with something, because obviously you brainstorm while you do interviews, and I came up with something only because you are a DB.
Right.
And I kind of want to settle the debate, man. I've been seeing, I don't know how you are on Twitter, but
Right.
you've seen Richard Sherman and Darrelle Revis. You've seen how they're going back and forth. Come on, man. Tell me who's winning this battle right now? You think Sherman has the right, over Revis? I mean, I love Richard Sherman. Don't get me wrong. I think, he played with Seattle. I thought he was a top dog. Darrelle Revis had his time as well. I'm more of a Dolphins fan, so, I can't really be rooting too much for the Jets. But there's been some times where you have that. But what do you think? What do you think about all the little beef that they're having?
I would just say, shout out to Richard Sherman, man. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, man.
Right?
But I got to go for Revis, man. Revis is that guy, man. You never heard of a Sherman Island. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't get your own. Sherman didn't have his own island named after him. And Revis was able to play man-to-man every play, follow the best receiver, take him out the game 10 on 10. Mm-hmm. No disrespect to Richard Sherman or anything like that, but at a point in time, Richard Sherman did not follow.
Right.
So he can't go in the slot and play in the slot as well. So Richard Sherman, not Richard Sherman, but Darrelle Revis can do it all, man. And no credit from Richard Sherman. He's a great guy. He's still one of the top corners in the league to this day.
Of course.
But I got to give it to I got to give it to Darrelle Revis, man.
Either way, I mean, both, like you were mentioning, they're both really great at their positions. Maybe one plays more man, one plays zone. But at the end of the day, they, well, at least Richard Sherman has the Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
But that's the only difference that I think Richard Sherman. But the last question that I wanted to mention, obviously, getting to the NFL is your big dream. Starting would be even better, of course, and working your way up. Is there anybody other than Coach Davis that's kind of impacted you in the way that he has, maybe like family or teammates or growing up, in high school, or anybody that's kind of been impacting you the way that he had?
I would say everybody who's played a part of my life to this day has impacted me, just because everyone played a significant part of my life, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today without them. I wouldn't have made some of the decisions I made without them. So I'm just grateful for everybody who was able to, I'm just grateful for everybody who was able to play a part in my life and help me, and give me that extra push, extra motivation I needed when I was down in college and things like that. So I would just say everybody who I ever came in encounter with in my life, it's really helped me.
And that's really good, man. Look, Ike, I'm super proud of you, and we're hoping for you as an alum, of FIU. Whenever that is, hopefully it's soon. Obviously, with this coronavirus. Actually, talking about coronavirus, how are you holding up with this? Are you staying inside, staying safe? How are you training for this?
Oh man, I just don't let it affect me. When I go outside, sometimes you got to wear a mask around some people.
Right.
You got to keep your hands clean, and but I really don't. I'm not getting caught up into it. I'm just trying to focus on getting myself in shape and getting ready to play at the next level, man. I can't focus on the weather and can focus on the conditions going on.
Of course.
I'll lose myself in that. So I just try to focus on what I can control.
Yeah. Did when you did get signed, did Coach Sean McDermott end up calling you, or who ended up calling you, and what are the updates? Can you tell us if there's going to be any sports in the future? Any little update?
Man, Coach McDermott didn't call me.
Okay.
It was actually my former DB coach who used to coach for me at FIU.
Oh, nice.
Bobby Babbage. He was a guy who came in at FIU, and he helped me. He helped me have an excellent season my freshman year, and he ended up leaving that next year and going to the Bills. So
nice.
What's crazy about it was they had him call me because we had a relationship in the past, and he just called me, man, and he just let me know he was excited about me, and those guys were excited about me, and
right.
It was just like all tied in, and it was just like a dream come true.
That's awesome, man. That's really good to hear. Well, Ike, I know it's getting late up here, and I want to thank you so much for coming on there with Dro. Any last words for the fans before you head out?
I just want to let the fans know that I'm excited to get there, man, and just be looking for Ike Brown to be at that starting corner one day, man. So just be ready for me.
We're wishing you luck, big dog. Thank you so much again for coming on, and you stay safe, okay?
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Take care, man. No worries.